Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today I am going to be going over 10 grocery items facing a lower supply right now. And we try to hibernate over the winter time, and I have an article here, so I have to put these on. I hate wearing them because the ring light, can you see right there? Kind of. Anyway, wintertime, is a season that makes you feel like hibernating and stocking up on food to avoid the outside world, but it might be tougher than usual to find everything you want. Um, while we're mostly, acclimated to the lingering effects of, the sea crisis, challenges in the grocery industry have been difficult to accept. And it looks like the supermarket supply chain is still reeling from the aftermath of the um, pandemic, climate change effects, and, all the global conflict. It's not easy as it used to be to walk into the supermarket, into the store, and find all your favorite products. The shelves are spotty, and we've all been familiar with that. And higher receipt totals, above normal. you know, Way above normal. It's the new normal to be paid more now. When it comes to selection, you may have found your shopping preference have shifted away from name brands and toward private labels, items that give your wallet, a little bit of breathing room. So anyway, we're going to go over the 10. And number one is rice. Rice has always been a filling, cost-effective staple to keep on hand, but that may not be the case for long. California rice growers weren't able to plant but half of the usual rice supply due to last year's mega drought in the West. As one of the biggest sources of rice in the country, California produces more than 70% of the median grain rice supply, according to the USDA. And while rice won't disappear, it's possible that the dearth will eventually lead to temporarily elevating the price at the supermarket. So we'll be definitely paying more for rice, it sounds like. Number two is going to be orange juice. So we're going to switch from California to Florida. Florida is known for orange groves, but Hurricane Ian and the second worst hurricane this century tore through this past summer. Not only did the fruit get knocked to the ground, rendering it unusable, but the tree's rooting systems were also compromised in the storm. So that was told to us today. And back in October, the USDA predicted trouble for Florida oranges between all the citrus trees infected by greening disease and hurricane damage. It seems like they were right. However, this will only affect orange juice at the grocery stores and not the fruit itself. So that's good news. Replacement juice will be brought in from Brazil and Mexico. All the juice you drink now is a blended product of domestic and offshore juice. And number three, wheat. Wondering why your normal selection of bread, pizza, and pastas have been whittled down. We're still low in wheat globally, as the war in the EU country, one of the largest exporters of the grain, continues, further tightening supplies and India declared a ban on wheat exports in May of 2022 to bolster its own food security. And for those who still can't find their favorite wheat-based products on shelves, you're probably going to pay a higher price. The lower availability of wheat drives up prices, and the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that flour prices are up almost 36% since last year. So, yeah, we've been paying more at the grocery store for flour, and that is why. Okay, number 4 is beef. This isn't the first time beef has made the list. Kinks within the meat supply chain became noticeable in 2021 when extreme droughts and dry weather shocked the harvest of wheat, corn, and other grains used for livestock feed. And lack of the feed for the cattle means that the farmers have to make the tough decision to either slaughter their herds early, or that become a reality for Texas farmers after widespread drought. There isn't enough grass to eat, and it becomes too expensive to buy feed. We've had a large amount of culling this year because of drought, livestock specialist David Anderson told the news outlet. Early slaughter will result in an influx of beef supply initially, along with temporarily lower prices, but it has undesirable implications for the coming years. With smaller herds, there will be fewer calves, and there's going to be shortages of beef, and prices are probably going to go up. So this could also have a compounding effect on the meat prices as people switch from beef to chicken. And number 5 is lettuce. How many of you have had trouble finding lettuce at the store? Let me know in the comments. I know I've heard of some pretty high prices on lettuce. $4 a head, that's too much money in my opinion for lettuce. So anyway, that was number 5. And don't be surprised if you're missing greens on your burger. Iceberg and romaine have been tough to grow, with lettuce production down due to rampant crop disease. Some 70% of the nation's lettuce supply is cultivated in Salinas Valley, California, the salad bowl of the world, which was hit by heat waves this past summer. So Dole reported that 40% of iceberg crops didn't make it, according to Food Debt. Restaurants are scrambling to make adjustments. Reported that fast food chains like Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, and Panera have informed customers that menu items will be modified to accommodate the short supply. Due to global chain challenges, we may be temporarily out of lettuce, reads one pop-up message on Chick-fil-A online orders page. Prices have shot up for lettuce since 2019, when a box of iceberg used to cost $14. In 2022, the same amount cost $67, more than 4 times the price. Isn't that crazy? Luckily, the shortage seems like it'll be short-lived, according to Dole, which expects to have steady supply by January. By that point, harvest will start in lettuce-growing regions that are less affected by the disease. Like Arizona, in the meantime, there are plenty of salads you can make without romaine. Okay, and number 6, butter. Okay, good old butter. Well, it's true, TikTok trend may have heightened demand for the creamy spread. A butter shortage isn't new. Production issues have ranged from labor shortages to supply chain snugs in the dairy industry. over the course of the pandemic, and prices have risen accordingly, which butter hitting 4.77% in August, despite the 26% increase in price compared to last year. According to Time, there's nothing to be concerned about as people aren't stockpiling supplies. Whatever shortage situation is going to be, we're pretty much at the peak of it now. Chief of Economics for the National Milk Producers Federation, 2 Time. It's going to be easier as we go through the end of the year and into the next year. So, hey, that's some, encouraging news. Number 7 is eggs. Once considered an affordable protein, eggs keep skyrocketing in price. In 2019, a dozen of eggs went for around $1.30 each on average. Now they're nearly 3 times the price, with the USDA reporting the average price at $3.50 per carton. Consumers and businesses alike are finding themselves working over money to keep getting their fix of the staple, but it's a burdensome increase. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you're paying for eggs in your area. I know they just keep going up higher and higher. It's totally ridiculous. The spread, the avian flu is seemingly the blame for the latest shortage and subsequent price hike, taking out 37 million egg-laying hens on 10% of the nation's supply since early 2022. But the Financial Times reported that this is only one of the many causes for the drop in egg yield for those in the United Kingdom. The industry has been struggling with rocketing energy and feed costs for months and raising input costs, including labor and packaging. As for how long we can expect to see a scarcity of eggs at the supermarket, it's bound to pose a challenge to your holiday baking. Hopefully it's not becoming a challenge for you and you're able to get enough eggs for whatever you're making. Number 8 is tomatoes. The past year, California mega drought had dire effects on many products in the food supply chain. Tomato plants were stricken by extreme dry weather and unable to get enough rainwater, forcing 37% of farmers to let their crops die out in August, as the West Coast compromises 90% of the nation's tomato production. Many are expecting shortages and raised prices. But this isn't as much of a new phenomenon as one might think. Tomato growing has been mirrored with obstacles for years. We haven't had a good crop since 2018, so we've been short in 2019, 2020, and 2021, and we're going to be short in 2022, and so we'll see how 2023 goes, right? One farmer shared the impact of inflation on his businesses. Fertilizer prices have doubled, historic highs of fuel prices in California, and labor, so you add all that together and you get less tomatoes and higher priced tomatoes, and but things that take tomatoes, like your pizza, tomato sauce and salsa, all that stuff, was also impacted. Okay, number 9, carbonated drinks. The shortage has been bubbling up since the summer and it hasn't fully been resolved. The price of carbon dioxide shot up in August due to production factors making the resource scarce. Some smaller breweries and seltzer companies have struggled to deliver their products with such limited access to CO2. Carbon dioxide is low because its main source are ammonia and ethanol production, both of which were halted during points over the past 2 years. Unfortunately, this is affecting more than just your champagne, beer, and soda. CO2 is a key ingredient in the production of frozen foods, fresh meats, and deli meat, so expect some ripple effects. Number 10, Christmas trees. Okay, you may have a harder time finding a live Christmas tree this holiday season, as last year's extreme droughts and forest fires took out a lot of the budding pines. Now here in Michigan, I'm surrounded by trees, and it hasn't affected our area. I know the price has gone up from people I know that bought trees this year. They paid probably about $15 more for their trees, I would say. But there has been quite a few trees. But let me know, have you had a hard time where you live finding a live Christmas tree? And give me an idea what you're paying for one in your area. I know some places are really expensive. So I think around here, a 7-foot tree is going to run you around $45, 40, 45, give or take. But I've heard of other states where they are really expensive. So you might find one at a big box retailer. Costco isn't stocking up many of the stores with live trees this year. But if you do find one, snap it up, and be mindful of your wallet. Tree farmers are reporting a price hike of around 25% compared to the past few years due to the increased production costs. So, production in a lot of things, causes, prices to go up on whatever it is. So, but anyway, there are my 10 things that, we're going to be paying more on, or might be harder to find in the coming months of 2023. I mean, we've already, seen the effects of it here in 2022, and sounds of things is going to linger on some of them. And so I just wanted to bring it to your attention and let you know, these are some of the 10 grocery items facing a lower supply right now. And anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for everyone that keeps returning and watching my videos. I truly appreciate it. And so, guys, until the next time, truly God bless. See you in the next video. Bye.